earlier today I did some speed work, did some intervals on my indoor trainer on my stationary bike in my living room. And I think that went really well, and overall I would say doing my workouts on that indoor trainer, you know, that's the second best thing I can do to running. But it is week 6, and you know, we're, I don't know, this is day 2 of week 6 of a 16-week program, so I'm starting to feel the pressure a little bit, that time is not on my side, that I'm really starting to work against the clock here. So one of the things I'm doing going forward is to try to expedite things a little bit so that I can get back in my running shoes as soon as possible. But in the meantime, you know, I'm going to be walking, because that's the next closest thing to running, is being able to walk, right? So I put some time in my walking shoes, so to speak. Oh, speaking of shoes, so they're not specifically walking shoes, but the shoes that I am walking in today are the Asics Nova Blast 2s. It's the 2s, not the 3s. I have the 3s, but I found that the Nova Blast 2, the upper fits me a little bit better, and they have just a little bit more in terms of stability for inward roll in the heel. And of course, when I'm walking heel to toe, unlike when I'm running, where I might be landing more on my midfoot to forefoot, you know. So for someone who overpronates like I do, having that little extra inward roll protection feels pretty good. So these do feel pretty good for me to walk in. They're not a stability shoe, no, you know, not by any stretch, but they are a pretty comfortable shoe for me to walk in. So anyway, I'm going to be doing a bit more walking, adding in, you know, walking as a double for the day. And so hopefully I'll put a few more miles in this way, and maybe be able to run soon. Likely, I've been thinking a lot about this, you know, for running anyway. Ideally I want to be able to walk without feeling it in my hip, and I still do, and it's really frustrating. But what I might do is to get out my lever system. I don't know if you guys have been on the channel for a while, you've seen me use that in the past, but in essence it's a bouncy chair for adults that you hook up to a treadmill, and I can, you know, take some of the weight off, so I can offload, you know, well, quite a bit of my body weight, and still run. It's a little bit awkward to run in it, you know, honestly. It's just a little bit strange, you know, because of the cradle that it's in, and because you've got a special pair of shorts that's on, pulleys basically on the sides, and so it's not, you know, it's not a perfect solution, but it might be a way that I can at least start to run a little bit. I'm not gonna switch out and substitute and call whatever I do for walking and on the you know, in the lever system, if I'm able to run. I'm not really counting that as my Garmin workout, so it's going to be in addition to that until I can completely switch over. So that's kind of my plan. So for now, I'm going to be doing a few more doubles, kind of like this, walking, maybe on the lever system as I mentioned, until I can completely make that transition back to running. So that's my plan going forward. I don't know, you know, every time I have to go through something like this, I do it a little bit differently, based on just how I'm feeling, you know, kind of going by that and listening to what my body's telling me, and hopefully I'm understanding what it needs, so that I can get the best out of it, because I want to do my best. I don't plan on Boston being maybe even a Boston qualifier this year, you know, but I do want to run it healthy. I am really thinking that Chicago will be my A race for marathons this year. And right now I just have the 2 that are scheduled, you know, Boston and Chicago, but it doesn't mean I might not put a third in there somewhere along the lines, because even though I do have Boston qualifying time that I could apply to run Boston 2025, it's not very good. It's just not very good. You know, if they go on the standards that they did for this year, we had to actually run considerably faster than the initial qualifier because of the number of entrants. So I think it was, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 minutes faster. If you guys know and you want to put it in the comment section below for others, that would be great. But it was considerably faster than what was required to be able to apply. Now right now, the time that I have is just good enough to be able to apply. So if you know, if they move that needle at all a bit and require a faster time, I won't be there in 2025, and that would be a bummer because Boston is probably my favorite of the 3 majors here in the US. All right, I'm gonna get on with my walk and we'll chat more here in a minute. I did want to ask you guys a question, right? So my favorite marathon race shoe has been the original version of the Alpha Fly, and right now they're tough to find. You know, even on eBay, places like that, you know, for a specific size, you can find them for weird sizes, and they're still a bit pricey for a shoe that's, you know, now a couple generations old. But I'm really looking at the Vaporfly, or the Alpha Fly 3, right? So the 2 is a fine trainer for me, but not really one that I want to race in. So my question to all of you is, if you had an opportunity to run in the Alpha Fly 3, is it worth it? Is it worth it? You know, how similar, I guess, my big question is, how similar is it to the original version, and if it's been improved upon? I think it probably goes without saying that it's got to be better than the second version of the shoe, which I think for me, like I said, is a good trainer, but it wasn't a good fast day, race day shoe for me. It was more of just putting in a slightly slower miles, slower than the marathon pace miles. You know, still felt good, but not fast. Just didn't feel that aggressive to me. So anyway, if you guys have had the opportunity, you've been fortunate enough, maybe you picked up a pair for yourself. Man, kudos to you. I am jealous if you got a pair of the Alpha Fly 3s. I'm gonna try to pick up a pair when they do the official drop, you know, not the prototype drop that they did a few weeks ago that was sold out in minutes, which obviously I wasn't, you know, didn't get a pair at that for that release. But I think it's April 4th is the release here in the US. So I'll be trying my luck to get a pair then. If I can't, I do see that there are some, you know, for sale on StockX and eBay, places like that, but they aren't cheap. You know, the speculators that picked them up, you know, they're trying to make a profit. I get it, you know, but they're going for over $400 for a US men's size 9, and that's not really affordable for me right now. You know, $285 or so, you know, that's kind of pushing the envelope, but I would definitely pay it if I had the opportunity to pick up a pair. So you guys let me know if it's worth it, or maybe if I should be looking at something else. I've got some other options, obviously, that are available to me that I like. I really enjoy the Adidas Adios Pro 3. I still like that shoe a lot. I just don't think it's quite as aggressive or gives me quite as much back, especially in the latter miles. But I do enjoy that shoe, and it's definitely a possibility. And or I go back and I try to find the original version on eBay or StockX, which I'm not opposed to doing. If I could pick up a pair for a couple $100, I'd definitely do that, because they are still one of my favorites. Even though I'm not a huge fan of the upper on that shoe. I wish that was a little better. I wish the upper was a little better on that, but I can't argue with the results of the ride that I got. All right, let me know, guys, let me know. I'd appreciate it. So I did try to jog just a couple of steps, even though I'm not dressed for it, just to kind of test the waters a little bit. to see if, you know, my leg from walking might have loosened up, so it might feel better to try to jog on it, and that's a no-go. That's a no-go. So I guess it's going to take as long as it takes. Gosh, I can't wait to get back to Boston. So much fun, and I think it'll be even more fun this year because we're just a little bit more familiar. Kim and I know our way around a little bit better, so it'll just make a lot less stressful for me, because some of the stress of going to, you know, a new event like that, doesn't matter what it is, it doesn't have to be a world major. It could be, you know, a local 5K that maybe you've never run before, or, you know, half marathon, whatever it is. If you've never done it before, there's always that, you know, not knowing that can raise your anxiety. You know, not knowing where the start line is, where the finish line is, whatever. And so now I know. Now I know. And, you know, I feel a lot more confident going there than I did last year when it was all brand new. It was still exciting, really exciting, maybe even a little more exciting last year because it all was brand new. But I do feel a little bit more confident, and I feel like we can just get a little more out of the trip because we're adding a day to it, so that maybe we can catch some of the museums or some of the tours and things that we wanted to do last year but didn't get a chance to. So, oh man, it's just around the corner. It's just around the corner. You know what I mean? This is, like I said, week 6, 10 weeks, 10 and a half weeks. And we'll be on a plane headed that way. So, all right, I'm gonna just kind of finish out my walk here. I don't know, about an hour and 5 minutes into it, I think, something like that. I think I'm at about 4 miles right now. I'm gonna head towards home. I'm actually gonna go downtown and take that route back. Should put me right around 5 miles for today, for an evening walk. Really nice out today. You know, the streets have dried up a bit. We do have a lot of standing water still because we have snow yet, but it's melting. You know, we got snowed on yesterday. Yesterday I had to get the snowblower out because we had a couple of inches of new fallen snow. And it was heavy. Perfect if you wanted to build a snowman. Perfect for that because it was heavy and wet. But we got the driveway cleared, got the sidewalk cleared for the kids, so they can get on and off the bus safely, that kind of thing. But now all of that is gone, and a little more. It's about 39 degrees Fahrenheit right now, so well above freezing. And you know, the snow continues to melt. And I think we're in for some similar temperatures in the high 30s for the next few days. So, you know, it feels a lot more like the beginning of April than it does the end of January here. All right, I'm gonna continue on with my walk, and we'll talk more, I think, when I get towards home. All right, we'll see you in a bit. Hey, thanks for coming along on this walk with me. As I'm just finishing up, it's gonna be just a little over an hour and 30 minutes in total for the walk, and just 5.5 miles, so 5.5 miles. Felt pretty good to be out here just enjoying the fresh air, and you know, I look forward to getting back out here again here really soon. All right, you guys, thanks for making it to the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're having a great day. As always, run tall, run strong, be kind to one another. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey, Bella. You want out? All right. I should put her vest on her, but I doubt she's going to go very far today. It's warmer, but it's still, you know, it's not summer. It's not summer. And she typically just likes to come out and get a breath of fresh air like we all do, and then she'll be wanting to head back in. All right, we'll see you later.